Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And before I begin, I would just like to put it on the public record. I want to wish my wife a happy anniversary. Last week on November 10th, we celebrated 18 years of being married together. So thank you, honey, for putting up with me for 18 years and for being by my side throughout this political journey. It's been quite the ride. So thank you very much to the members across the way and my colleagues here as well. Appreciate that. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to Saskatchewan Roughriders for winning the Grey Cup Championship. It's been obviously it's a long season, lots of games. It's a grueling schedule, but they are the ones who came out on top through hard work and great teamwork. So congratulations to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Mr. Speaker, I was asking a question to the government about China's tariffs on Canadian canola and on our pulse crops, and then I also have had a follow-up question at another time around what's happening with India now putting tariffs on our it's specifically yellow pea crops that they are putting tariffs on now as well too. So China has 100% tariffs on that particular crop. India now has a 30% tariff on that crop as well. So I just wanted to work through some of the numbers here, Mr. Speaker. So I was reading an article in the Western Producer, and when you look at the cash price for peas, they've dropped by about $15 to $20 per ton since the announcement of the tariffs by India. So let's just look at some of the numbers. So the week 12 of the crop year, the exports for peas was 55,500 tons. So if you do the math on that at $15 a ton, that works out to $825,000 that Canadian farmers, particularly Saskatchewan farmers, lost in that price of oil. And now if it's $20 a ton, that goes all the way up to $1.1 million just for 1 week. That's the kind of losses that farmers are dealing with from the tariffs from India. Now, given the total exports in 1 year, for this year so far, 817,400 tons. Do the math on that at $20 a ton, that would be $16.3 million that farmers are losing out on. At $15 a ton, that's $12.2 million that they are losing out on because of the tariffs that have been put on by India. Now, I'll let the government do the math of what that means for what the impact has been on the tariffs from China. So the Prime Minister has said that he was the man for a crisis. And so far, when we've seen the Prime Minister leave Canada and go out on trips to talk to other countries about trade, we're seeing worse deals or we're seeing no deals happen here. And he said he did meet with folks from China, and they said, well, maybe in the new year we'll get to dealing with that. Mr. Speaker, farmers don't have the luxury of time that the Prime Minister is operating on here. They need a deal to be done and dealt with now. Harvest is over. The crop is in the bins. Time is not on farmers' side. I just gave a brief example of the impact on cash flow that it's having on Canadian farmers. If the government continues to sit and wait on this, it's going to be further devastating for farmers. We'll see that price continue to go down. We see the Agriculture Minister not taking it seriously. The Prime Minister has been ineffective on trying to get better deals or even trying to fix the deals or fix the problems that have been created around the world by other governments here. So, and we know that these tariffs are in relation to other things that the government has been doing. So the Prime Minister needs to put his best foot forward. He needs to get these tariffs removed from China now. He needs to go to India or to have somebody go to India, tell them why they need to be taking the tariffs off so that Canadian farmers and exporters can have access to that market once again. Let them know that this is the best crop in the world. Saskatchewan farmers do it the best. This government should be working for farmers, not against them.
The Parliament Secretary to the Minister of Veterans Affairs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member for Swift Current Grassland Kindersley for his submission this evening. I see he's basking in the glow of his 18th wedding anniversary and the Grey Cup victory of his favorite team, so that's a good thing. The issue that he raises is an extremely serious one. The agricultural sector is critically important to feed the country and to do so in a sustainable way. Not just the country, but the entire world. Also a key driver of Canada's economy, contributing significantly to our GDP, jobs and our exports. And that includes, of course, world-class canola and pulse producers in Saskatchewan who lead the nation in the production of these crops. We know that they're facing tremendous uncertainty with the punitive tariffs on their world-class product, and the honourable member pointed to some very specific examples and calculations. The budget that was just adopted by this House committed more than $639 million over 5 years for the following measures. $109.2 million in 25-26 for the Agri-Stability Program to help farmers cope with large declines in income due to increased costs, market disruptions, and other challenges by increasing compensation rate to farmers from 80 to 90% and raising the payment cap per farm from $3 million to $6 million. That was in the budget. $75 million over 5 years for the Agri-Marketing Program to enhance the diversification and promotion of Canada's agriculture and agri-food products, including canola and pulses, into new markets. That was in the budget. $97.5 million over 2 years to increase the advance payment program's interest-free limit to $500,000 for canola advances for the 25 and 26 program years, resulting in interest savings for producers and increased access to cash flow to help cover the costs until they sell their products. That was in the budget. $372 million over 2 years to establish a biofuels production incentive to support the stability and resilience of domestic producers of biodiesel and renewable diesel. Mr. Speaker, taken together, these investments will support Canadian canola and pulse producers as we work around the clock to restore an even playing field with our largest customer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Swift Current Grasslands, Kindersley.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, I saw the announcement on the funds that were being allocated. Now, as the member will most likely know, Agri-Stability is actually a cost-shared program with the provincial government. So it's nice for them to say that they've upped it from 80% to 90%, that they've increased the threshold from $3 million to $6 million. But can the member confirm here today that the provincial governments are actually in favor of that, and that the provincial governments have signed on to being able to do that and being able to uphold the financial commitment on their end? Now, when I talk to a lot of producers, they say that Agri-Stability just doesn't trigger for them. Now, Agri-Stability is not going to help them deal with the lost market access. There's some money set aside, like you said, for marketing, but it doesn't change the fact that China has 100% tariffs, India has 30% tariffs, and there are other non-trade barriers that we're seeing across the globe that this government has not done anything to get rid of. So, again, to the member opposite, has the province confirmed that they're in support of these measures and have the money to back it? And will the government commit today to trying to get those tariffs repealed as soon as possible?
The honourable Parliament Secretary and Minister of Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, I can advise the honourable member that the Saskatchewan farmers are absolutely a priority for this government. That has been demonstrated with the Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food meeting with canola producers on several occasions, including the Prime Minister. The Minister of Agriculture recently travelled to China to meet face-to-face with senior officials. They agreed to restart the technical working groups, which is a critical step with respect to regulatory barriers. On the heels of the Prime Minister's successful visit with President Xi, we are committing to keeping the conversation going, looking for ways to support our hard-working canola and pulse producers. We will always stand shoulder to shoulder with our farmers. We are there for the producers, Mr. Speaker, and we will continue to be there for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.